Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Hopefully, great. Today's session is about active and passive. Before I tell you what is meant by active and what is meant by passive, I want you to look at these two sentences. If I said the first sentence as the cat drank the milk, the second sentence is the milk was drunk. So what do you think? Is there a difference between them? So if there is a difference, what is that? What is the difference between the first and the second sentence? To answer this question, let's listen for this explanation. I want you to just look at the first as well and the second sentence. I ate the cake was eaten. It's the same like the first slide, but here I'm gonna explain it more and then I'm gonna go back to the first picture as well. I ate the cake and the cake was eaten. So in the first one, if I asked you, who ate the cake? So you are gonna say what? You are gonna say I. That's the subject here. I ate the cake. So the doer here, or the subject here is I. Very good. And then we have what? And then we have ate, which is the main verb. And then we have the cake, which is object in this case. Very good. That's active, guys. When you know the doer or the subject and the main focus is on the subject, that's active. Okay, so what about the second one? The cake was eaten. So if I asked you, who ate the cake? How can you answer this question? Who ate the cake in the second one? You are gonna tell me, I don't know. So if you don't know the subject or the doer, or if it's not so important, I mean, I can say here, the cake was eaten by me. Maybe I can say this as well. But it's not important that I did this. The most important is the action itself. The result, that there is no cake anymore. So the cake was eaten. Whenever you don't know the doer or the subject, or it's not important, that's passive. So again, in the first one, the doer or the subject is known. You know him or you know her. In the second one, the action itself or the result is more important. That now there is no cake. The cake was eaten. Okay, it's not important who ate it. Okay, did you get it now? Okay, very good. I'm gonna give you another example. Okay, but before the second example, sorry, I'd like you to look again at this one. The cat drank the milk. The milk was drunk. Where is the active and where is the passive now? Could you guess? Very good. The first one, the cat drank the milk. So if I ask it, who drank the milk? You're gonna say the cat. So the subject here is known, okay? And that's the focus. The focus here is on the cat, the doer or the subject. The second one, the milk was drunk. Okay, here, who drank the milk? We don't know. Or maybe we know that it's the cat, but it's not important. The most important is the result now. The result, it means what? It means the baby doesn't have any food for him, for example, or is crying because there is no milk anymore. So that's the result or the action itself. That's more important. So that's passive in this case. Okay? Let's see another example to make it easier and clearer for all of you. The dog chased the cat. The dog chased the cat. The second one, the cat was chased by the dog. Okay, look again at both of them and tell me where is the active and where is the passive. Don't look at the words here. So in the first one, if I asked you, who chased the cat? You're gonna say the dog. Very good. So you know the subject here. The subject here is already mentioned. So the dog is the subject and then the verb and then the object. Very good. So that's the active. The emphasis or the stress or the focus is on the subject or the doer or the performer. The cat was chased by the dog. Yeah, I know by whom here, but it's not important. The most important that the cat was running and was chased. Okay, so that's the passive form. Emphasis is on what? The result or the receiver, you can say. The action itself. So you understood now the difference between the active and the passive form? Very good. Students always ask why. Why should we use passive in English? Why we don't say the sentence like this, the dog chased the cat, or the cat drank the milk, or I ate the cake? Why should we use the passive form? And I'm gonna answer this question by this. Why we use passive in English? Why it's important? Well, there are 4 reasons for using passive in English. Number 1, subject is unknown. Number 2, subject is obvious, obvious or clear or understood. Number 3, subject is not important. Number 4, for shifting focus or having different types of sentences. Sentence variety. Okay, so these are the 4 reasons for using passive in English. Still, we don't understand. Let's see examples to make it clear for everyone. The first one, the first reason for using passive is subject is unknown. What is meant by subject is unknown? We don't know. We don't know the subject. When can I use this? Have a look at these examples. A man was killed downtown. The house was stolen. Number 1, a man was killed downtown. Who killed him? We don't know. The house was stolen. Who stole the house? We don't know. So the subject is unknown. We don't know the subject. We don't know the doer of the action. And if you noted that in English, whenever you listen to any news, even in Arabic, by the way, if you hear news a lot, the news all the time, you are gonna hear the passive form most of the time, because whenever they say a crime, crimes in English or crimes even in Arabic, we don't mention the doer, either because we don't know him, we don't know who did this, the police is investigating still and searching for the doer. So a man was killed downtown, so it means the police is still searching or investigating about this. The house was stolen, they are still searching about the thief as well, or the robber. So talking about crime in newspapers or even in news, you are going to hear this a lot. Okay, so that's the first reason. Number two, the subject is obvious or is clear. What is meant by the subject is obvious or is clear? It means, for example, if I told you, if we are a family, let's just say, if we are a family and we live in the same house, so it's our house, okay? And when we're talking about the house itself, all of us know that who built this house. All of us know, because we are a family, we know that our father built this house or our grandfather built this house. It's already known, it's already clear for everyone, okay? So when I speak, I want to talk about, for example, the timing of the house. So I'm gonna say a sentence like this: the house was built in 1990. The house was built in 1990. Who built the house? Nobody is going to ask this question because we all know that it's built by our grandfather or by our father. So the subject here is obvious, it's clear for everyone. We all understand that it's the father or the grandfather who built the house, okay? So that's the second reason for using the passive form. Number three, subject is not important. What is meant by subject is not important? Okay, let's see the example. If, for example, when you went to your work yesterday, you found that, or last week, let's say last week, you found that all the roads were damaged and there are rocks everywhere. And yesterday, when you went to your work, for example, the roads were fixed. So you are gonna say the sentence like this: the roads were fixed quickly. It took it took only few days. The roads were fixed quickly. Who fixed the road? I don't care. I don't care who fixed the road. It's not important for me. The most important is the action itself. That the roads now are fixed. The roads were fixed by the government, okay. The roads were fixed by people, it's okay as well. The roads were fixed by anyone. It doesn't matter who fixed the road. The most important is the action itself. So here in this case, the subject is not important. We don't care about who made this action. The most important is the action itself. The roads were fixed quickly. So that's the third reason. So number four, or the last reason for using the passive form, is shifting focus, or the variety for sentences. What do you mean by this? So let's see an example. So Coca-Cola was invented by John Pemberton. Okay, I can say John Pemberton invented cola. I can say it like this. But as a type of change, I want to change the focus here. Instead of the focus on the person, who is John in this case, the focus is on the cola itself, because it's here in the subjective possession. So the focus here is on the event itself, the action itself, not on the person who made this. Nobody know John Pemberton. I mean, nobody know the name, but everyone know the name of cola, okay? So here, that's shift of focus. Instead of the person, we made it on the object itself, okay? And as a kind of a change, instead of saying all the sentences in the active form as well. So again, why we use passive in English? For four reasons. for main reasons. Subject is unknown, we don't know him, like in crimes. Subject is obvious or is clear. Subject is not important, we don't care. For the variety of sentences or shifting the focus because something is more important than the other. So you got it now? Hopefully you got this well. Let's see another example I'd like to stress on. Okay, I give you here two sentences. They are the same, but one of them is in the active form and the other one is in the passive form. Sorry. So number one, I made a mistake. And in the passive form, a mistake was made. Number two, we kill a lot of people. A lot of people were killed. Number three, we will turn off your electricity. Electricity will be turned off. Before saying anything, I want you to look at these pairs of sentences. Each sentence and the other one. And tell me, what do you think about it? The meaning is the same or it's different? The emphasis or the focus is the same or is different? The structure is the same or is different? Okay. Yeah, very good. The first one, I made a mistake. So here I have the subject, so it's active. A mistake was made. We didn't mention by whom, so that's passive. Very good. So is it the same meaning? Yes, it's the same meaning. Active and the passive having the same meaning. But what's the difference? Do you remember? What's the difference? The emphasis, the focus is different. Here the focus is on I, the subject. Here the focus on the mistake, the action or the event itself. Okay? Very good. You got it now. We kill a lot of people. A lot of people were killed. The same. Active and passive. The focus here is on the subject. Very good. The focus here is on the event. A lot of people were killed. We'll turn off your electricity. The same. We know the subject, so it's active. And the focus is on the persons themselves. But here electricity will be turned off. The emphasis is on the action itself, and it's passive because we don't know the doer. Very good. Okay. Why government and businessmen or people working in business in general use passive, guys? How government and businessmen use passive and why? Why most of the time, if you listen to most of people who are in positions, who are in power or in possessions, or people speaking on behalf of the government, they use passive. And businessmen, why? Okay. Can a governmental person or a public figure come and say, I made a mistake? Can he say this on TV, for example? No. Why? He's gonna say a mistake was made. Why? To avoid responsibility, so as not to be responsible, not to be judged. If he said a mistake was made, yes, it's understood, or we all understand that he made the mistake. But he didn't say, I made this. He didn't admit it. Okay? So now, if he said I, it means people can judge him, can sue him, but a mistake was made. It's not his own responsibility. Yeah, as a kind. Okay, so they always use passive to avoid responsibility. Okay, for example, if a minister or a president is gonna say we killed a lot of people. If he said this, it means we can tell him, okay, give money for those whom you killed, for example, or you are going to be in jail because you killed a lot of people. But he's gonna say a lot of people were killed. Why? Because he wants to avoid responsibility again, not to be responsible. It's not his responsibility in this case. Well, okay, the minister, for example, if they are going to cut the electricity for 2 days, for example, the minister is going to come on TV and tells you, okay, we will turn off your electricity. Will he say this? Never. You will never hear him say this. You're gonna hear him say electricity will be turned off for 2 days, for example. Why? To avoid responsibility as well. So governmental persons or officials or people who are in charge for anything and businessmen always use passive to avoid responsibility. Now let's watch a small video, and I want you to pay attention to what is mentioned in this video. Okay, I'm not gonna play all the video, just a sentence to make you understand what I want to say in this part specifically. I don't know if you can hear it well, but I want you to just listen and concentrate for the next 5 minutes, let's say. Concentrate with what he says here. I don't know if you hear him or not, but he says here what some terrible mistakes were made. You can even got it on YouTube, guys. Obama on CIA torture report. It's about war on Iraq, and he is confessing that, or he is saying that it was a mistake. That war was a mistake, but he didn't say I made the mistake. Okay, so as not to be responsible or the one before him. Okay, nobody can sue them. Okay, so listen again to this. Do you hear it? Terrible mistakes were made. Even it's the title here. Terrible mistakes were made. Okay, they were wrong about everything, for sure. Okay, so he used what? He used passive form. He didn't use the active form here. Again, to avoid, as we said, to avoid what? To avoid responsibility. You can search for this and even listen to this speech. Okay, so now we understood what's active, what's passive, why we use it, and how it's used in governmental or in business stuff. How can I change a sentence into passive? How can I make passive in English? That's the question now. There are some rules. If we understood these rules, we are going to make passive easily, and it's not going to be a big deal. First of all, to have active and to have passive, guys, all the sentences is going to have pp, 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 all of them. All the sentences and all the tenses going to have pp at the end. Good, that's number one. So that's the first one. I'm gonna tell you a rule to make it easier for you how to make passive in English. Okay, let's start. Through active and passive, I'm gonna revise all the tenses. I made the same sentence. She studies English, she's studying English, she has studied English. I made the same sentence to show you the difference, between the tenses in active and in passive as well. Okay? Okay. Now, let's start. The first tense that we are gonna take is present simple. Do you remember present simple, guys? Verb plus s, he, she, it, or infinitive with the other pronouns. I will use them. She studies English. That's the active sentence because we have the subject. Okay? How can I change this sentence into passive? Simply, she, subject, studies the verb, and then English, the object. In passive, we start with the object, English. And then, if it's a present simple, how can we change it? We use verb to be, am, is, are in the present, because it's a present. Am, is, are plus the PP of the verb. So English, I'm gonna use what verb to be, am, or is, or are, is. And then the BP of study is going to be what is study. That's it. English is a study. So again, how can I change a sentence in the active form into passive form? She studies English. Where is the object? You start with the object, English. And then you use what? Verb to be. Verb to be, am, is, are. Okay? Very good. Here, English is gonna take what? Is. Not am and not are. And then the PP of the verb, instead of studies, it's going to be studied, PP. So English is studied by her. Very good. I just put this between brackets to let you understand. You can use this or not, guys. It's optional. So English is studied. The focus here is on the subject. I mean not the subject by the subject. Subject, I mean the material itself, English. The focus here is on the action that English is studied. She finished studying English. She's not gonna study it anymore, for example. By her, by, after by, or whenever you have by, mostly that's passive as well. And then you put she, that's the subject. You put it here. So after by, object, so by her. Okay? Okay, very good. Let's go on to the second sentence. Present continuous or progressive. She is studying English. Do you remember present progressive or continuous? Am, is, are plus verb plus ing. How can I change this into passive? The same. What is the object? English. So you're gonna start with English. And then you are going to have verb to be, am, is, are as well. English text is, okay? It's the same like present simple, yes. But because you have ing, you have to add the word being to make ing as well. And then the PP of the verb. So English is being studied, and then you can add by here the object if you want. If you don't want, okay, English is being studied. Just that's it. Okay. She had number 3, present perfect. Do you remember what's present perfect? Have or has plus the PP. Okay, very good. How can I make this? It's easy. What is the object? English. Very good. You're gonna start with English, and then have or has. English takes has, and then been, and then the PP. So English has been studied. And if you would like to, you can add by her as well. If you don't, it's okay. You got it now? Okay, so present simple, present continuous, present perfect. Let's see the other tenses, but I want you to have a look again. The professor teaches the student. This is which tense? Don't look at the answer. This is which tense? Present simple. I have s or es over the verb, the singular one. How can you change it? Do you remember? Am, is, are, and then the PP. And then you start with the object. So the students is going to take are, not am or is. Teach, what's the BP? Are taught by the professor. Those students are taught by the professor. Okay? So the teacher taught the children. This is which tense? Past. I didn't explain past, sorry. I'm gonna say it now. So if the subject of the sentence is known, that's active. If the subject of the sentence is not, it's written in the passive. And mostly we have what? By someone, by the teacher. We're taught by the teacher. Okay? Let's see now the past simple for this example. Okay. We can put it here to give it as an example after this. Okay, we have taken here what? Present simple, present continuous, present perfect. We are gonna take the past now. Past simple, past continuous, past perfect. The same rule, guys, the same. She studied English. I have here what? Verb plus ed or d, irregular and irregulars. Where is the object? English. Verb to be, but in the past. Verb to be, but in the past. Was or were. So English was plus the PP. English was studied by her. Past continuous. What's past continuous? Do you remember? Was or were plus verb ing. The same. You are gonna start with the object English, and then was or were, which is verb to be plus being. Do you remember? I have continuous, so I have being. I have perfect, so I have been. That's our rule. Okay. She was studying English, so I'm gonna say what was or were, and I have here ing, so being plus the BP. So English was being studied by her. Past perfect. Do you remember past perfect? Had plus the PP. Okay, so English, the object, and then had instead of have and has, and then been because I have perfect, and then studied, which is the PP by her in this case. Okay, in the example, I'm gonna read it again. The teacher taught the children. This is which tense? Taught, past simple. So if it's past simple, so verb to be, but in the past, and then the PP. The children were, because the children takes plural, were taught the PP by the teacher. Okay, let's see the other examples. So we have taken present, past. Let's take the future. Future simple. What about the future simple? Okay, she will study English. Will plus verb infinitive. English is the object. I'm gonna start with the object, and then will, okay, or whatever the word that we are gonna use, plus be, plus the PP. We said the PP is always in the passive, so English will be studied. If you would like to mention by her, it's okay as well. Future continuous. Do you remember what's future continuous? Will, be, plus verb ing. So where is the object? English. English will be the same. Will be is going to be the same, but here it's a continuous. We should have what? Being. Don't forget. So English will be being studied by her. Future perfect. Perfect. We should have what? Been. Don't forget. Okay, let's revise. Will have studied English. So will have plus the PP. How can you change it? Start with the object English. Will have been studied by her. The same rule. If you have continuous being, if you have perfect been. So it's not so difficult as you imagine at the beginning. She can study English. She can study English. We are speaking about the modal verbs. Okay, can, shall, must, any of these verbs. May. She can study English. Can, modal plus the verb infinitive. So we are going to start with the object English, and then the modal can plus be, modal plus be plus the BP. Can be studied by her. Okay, order. Order is a little bit different if you have imperative sentence. How can you change it into passive? We have said this before, that order or imperative starting with the verb in the infinitive form, open the door, because it's like an order. How you can change it into passive form? We add the word let, and then the object, and then be plus the BP. Let's try. Let, that's number one. Where is the object? The door. Let the door, and then be, and then the verb PP. Let the door be opened. So write the homework. How can you change it? Let the homework, which is the object, be written in this case. Okay? Again, I make a cake. Change it. It's present simple. A cake is made. Verb to be plus PP. Present continuous. I'm making a cake. A cake. Present continuous being without thinking. So a cake is being made. Past simple. I made a cake. Past simple. So was or were. A cake was made. I was making present past continuous. A cake was being, because I have past continuous, was being made. I have made a cake. That's present perfect. A cake has been, because I have perfect. Past perfect, had made, had been made. Okay? Future, I'll make a cake. A cake will be. Will be what? Will be made. Future using going to, yes, but it's the same. Am is are. So you are going to say is going to be made. Okay, models, I must make a cake. A cake must be made. Okay. Perfect should have been. Should have been. It's also important the model perfect at the end. Okay. Now, for homework, I want you to try to answer these questions. Complete the following sentences using the passive form. I want you to think and tell me next time what do you think about these sentences. Okay? Okay. Okay, for now, let's watch some videos to practice what we have done in active and passive. So that's the first one.
By whom? I don't know. Hey! What happened? We were abandoned. By whom? I don't know. How did he kill Wagner? Objection! Withdrawn. How was Wagner killed? How did he kill Wagner? Objection! Withdrawn. How was Wagner killed? His neck's been broken. That's because I broke it. His neck's been broken. That's because I broke it.
Okay. Let's see the next one.
Hello? Hi? Can you hear me? I'm outside the hotel. My room is being cleaned. It's a bit noisy.
Yeah, I can hear you, Mum. How's China?
Amazing. I'm in Zhangjiajie.
Where?
Zhangjiajie National Park. It's been used in a lot of films. I was told the scenery in Avatar was based on the landscape here.
Really? Wow. Has it got mountains? mountains a bit like fingers.
Yeah, that's the place.
So, how do you get up the mountains? Can you?
One mountain has an enormous lift. The biggest outdoor elevator in the world, so I've been informed. It takes you right to the top. It was fantastic.
What else have you seen?
Well, I met some local girls wearing regional costumes. They were absolutely gorgeous. They're decorated with bands of flowers, and there's a lot of red.
Ah, nice. But don't even think about it as a Christmas present.
Okay, got the message.
Good. What are you up to tomorrow?
Well, we're going to Baofeng Lake. I think loads of films have been made there too. It's going to be fascinating.
Cool. What about the language? Have you learnt any Mandarin?
Not much, to be honest. My guide translates for us. She's the best. Anyway, I'll call tomorrow and I'm back on Saturday. I hope to find everything clean and tidy. You've been warned.
Yeah, Mum. Have a great day tomorrow. Look forward to seeing the photos. Bye.
Love you.
Okay. And for now, I'd like you to try to answer these questions as homework as well. Okay?
announced that it was Tribe's very reason for existence.
Okay, so this is another homework, guys. Plus this one. Don't forget, please. So now let's move on to something else. Our second topic today is about phone conversations. How can you phone a person, whether it's formally or informal? How can we do this? Okay, before we start, there are some tips, guys, I would like to know. If you are speaking to a person, it could be informal or formal. Informal, it means you are calling your friend, a family member, a person that you know. Formal, it means a person you have business with, or you work with him, or he is higher in position, for example. So let's try to know the difference between speaking formally or informally on the phone. How can we do this? Before we do this conversation, or before we listen or watch to some examples, I just want to stress on some words or some phrases. Okay? So let's see the first one that we would like to discuss. Sorry. Yeah, that's the first one. These are some telephone phrasal verbs. You may hear it while you are watching a movie, or you are listening to phone conversations in general. So number one, speak up. Speak up, it means to speak louder. To speak louder. Let's see an example here. I'm afraid I didn't hear you very well. The line is very bad. Could you speak up a little, please? Could you speak up a little, please? It means you want him to speak louder, his voice to become clearer for you. Okay? Okay. Let's see the next one. Sorry. What's the next one? Pick up. Pick up. To answer the phone. So for example, if the phone rings and you would like to answer, so you're gonna say, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna pick it up. Pick up. To answer the phone. Okay? The next one, cut off. Cut off. What is meant by cut off? To interrupt a phone conversation. Interrupt a phone conversation. Okay? So for example, let's see. If you don't pay your bill, the money, your internet will be cut off, will be interrupted. You are not going to have any more internet, for example. hang up. Hang up. What is meant by hang up? To end the phone or the telephone call by breaking the connection. So the connection broke. So that's why you have to end the phone call. So you don't end it by ending the conversation, but by the connection. The connection is bad. The signal is weak. Okay. Put through. What is meant by put through? To connect by telephone with someone else. To connect by telephone with someone else. We are going to understand how now. We are going to see examples. I'm going to explain more. Hold on. Hold on. To wait for a short time. Please hold on. Please hold on the line. I'll put you through. Hold on the line. I'll put you through. It means I'll connect you. Connect you with the other person. To connect by phone with someone else. Put through. Okay. So for example, I want to speak to Ahmed. Okay. And for example, Ali answered me. So he tells me, well, please hold on. I'll put you on through, or I'll put you through. He will connect me with Ahmed, for example. Break up. To be inaudible over the mobile phone. There is no connection as well. Call back to return a phone call. She's not at her desk at the moment. Would you like to call her back, or would you like to call back? Hang on. To wait for a short time as well. We're gonna see now the examples. Get through. To contact by phone or by telephone. Okay. Let's see the other example. To call up the clinic yesterday to make an appointment. I called up the clinic yesterday to make an appointment with my doctor. Called them. Okay. To get back to someone. Sorry, I'm in the meeting right now. Can I get back to you in 20 minutes? So you are going to call him back after 20 minutes, after you finish what you are doing. Okay. I've just got off the phone with Mary. She's keeping well. To break up, sorry, you are breaking up. I didn't hear that very well. Could you repeat, please? Breaking up, it means you become, I can hear you well, okay? So the voice is not clear, or it's not so obvious for me. Let's see other examples to make these words clearer for you. Okay. These are some expressions using the words that we have said, and there are more. If you'd like to answer the phone, answering the phone, good morning, England PC services. If it's a formal, you can mention the name of the company that you are working in. Good morning, Vodafone, Vodafone UK, for example. This is Sarah speaking, or Sarah speaking without this is. How can or could or may I help you? That's the formal way of answering the phone if you are working in a place. If I want to introduce myself through the phone, hello, this is Dalia, or this is Kevin Jelp from Friend Technology Firm. So this is Dalia from Cairo University, for example. So you mention your name, the full name, and the place that you are from. Asking for someone or something. You can use could or may or can I speak to, and the name of the person and the full name, Charles Stephen, please. Please, because it's more polite. Connecting someone. Just a moment, please. I'll see if he is in or if Mr. Stephen is available. So I'm gonna check if he is available or not. Asking the person who is being called for the phone call. Mr. Stephen, I have got Mr. Kevin on the line for you from Friend Technology Firm. Will you take the call? It means, for example, you are working in an office or a place and you are asking the manager or the person who has the call if he can take it or not. The person's answering for the phone call. Yeah, please put him through. I'm not available. Yes, please put him through. I'm not available right now. Okay. I'm available or not available. It's according. Okay. You can say connect him with me. I'm available, or don't connect him with me. I'm not available. Connecting someone. Mr. Jeff, thank you for holding. I'm just putting you through to Mr. Steven. Now she's connecting him to Mr. Steven. Put him through, it means he is available. Through, there is an R here, sorry. I'm not available right now, it means you are not going to take the call. Did you get the difference now? Finishing a conversation, thank you for calling Mr. Jeff, goodbye. So you thank him for calling and by his name, Mr. Jeff, sorry. Confirming information. Okay, let me repeat that just to make sure. If, for example, the other person is telling you some information and you'd like to make sure that you get it correct, so you are going to confirm, you are going to make sure, confirming what you have heard. Problems or making special requests. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you say your name or that again, please? Okay, so it means if you didn't get what he says, you didn't understand, you want him to repeat that, leaving a message with someone. Yeah, it's Kevin Jalf here. Could you ask him to call me when he's available? So you leave a message for this person. Taking a message for the person. I'm sorry, Mr. Steven is out or busy now. Can I ask who is calling? Would you like to leave a message for him? Is there anyone else you would like to speak to? So if the person is not available, explaining absent, I'm sorry, he is in a meeting at the moment. This is in general what we use. How can we use it? This is what I'm gonna explain, okay? I'm gonna explain one by one, each one of them. So number one, before I start telling you how can we use each word, there are some tips, guys, some telephone tips that we have to understand while we are talking on the phone. Phone conversations for most people is not considered easy. For some people it's not easy. Why? Some people get nervous because they don't see the other person. It's not like face-to-face conversations. I mean, you are speaking to a person and you don't see expressions on his facial expressions, or you don't know if he understands you or not, if he's following or not, and so on. So some people get nervous while speaking on the phone. But if we follow these tips, we can make a perfect phone call without mistakes even, and it would be easy for all of us. Okay? Number one, don't be direct. And especially, of course, I'm speaking formally in business. Don't be direct. What does it mean by don't be direct? I mean, when you call a person, don't say, I want to talk to Mr. Peter, for example. No, could, would, may. We use these words to make requests, or if you would like to ask about something. Could I speak to Mr. Smith, please? Would I speak to Mr. Smith, please? May I speak to Mr. Smith, please? So could, would, may, it's not direct. Okay, don't be direct. I want to. Okay. Number one, if you don't understand something while you are speaking, guys, ask. Don't be afraid and don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy. Don't be worried. Just ask. Why? Because if you don't understand something and the other person continues speaking or said something important, you may have troubles. So just when you don't understand, just to tell him. And you can, I mean, you don't have to tell him, I don't understand. Don't say this. You can say, for example, I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please? He is going to repeat it slowly, let's say, or in a different way to make it easier for you to understand. I'm sorry, could you say that again, please? I'm sorry, but could you slow down? Could you speak a little more slowly? If he is a little bit fast, you can tell him that you are a little bit fast. So it's gonna slow down, okay? Would you mind spelling that for me, please? We ask this question if he is telling you the spelling of, for example, something, a fax or email or address or something like this, okay? So it's okay to tell him to spell it for you, okay? So as not to make a mistake while sending something or writing something. We have to understand the difference between formal and informal. Informal, this is your friend or a person that you know, so you can say whatever you like. But formal, no, we have to be very careful while speaking in business in English, okay? We are going to see now the differences. I'm gonna explain it. Memorize key expressions. What does mean memorize key expressions? There are some expressions, if we know how to use them through phone conversations, it's gonna be very easy. Like for example, may I ask who's calling? Instead of saying who is it? We don't say this. May I ask who's calling? It's considered more proper, especially formally. Okay? Let's see how to make this. Before we go on, give a reason for calling. Don't forget, when you call a person, especially for business, you have to mention the reason. Why are you calling? So can I speak to someone about, could you put me through to, the reason I'm calling is I'm phoning or calling to, it's with regard to the reason, okay? It's in relation to, it's about, for example, it's about our meeting, for example, next week, let's just say, okay? Okay, now, how can I answer the phone? How to answer the phone? Now you want to use some phone expressions. First of all, if you are gonna speak to a person, and let's say you are calling a company or an office and you'd like to speak to Mr. John, for example. So you are gonna say what? You can use the first one. Is Mr. John there, please? And of course we use the full name. So Mr. John, let's say Fox there, please. We use the full name mostly. Sort of formal and informal. You can use this formally or informal. So is Mr. John Fox there, please? Or is Ahmed there, please? So it's just Ahmed, the informal. We can use the second one informally. So for a friend, is Ali in? So it's informal. For example, the third one, this is Dalia Hassanin, your full name, calling for Mr. Jack Smith, formal, and can be used for work. You are saying your name, you are saying who you are formally, and you say the other person that you want to speak to, okay? Or you can use the word that we said, may, could, would, I please speak to, and you say the name, Mr. Jack Fox, for example, or Jack Smith, okay? Okay. As an example, let's see. How did the person respond to your call? Let's see. For example, if I'm speaking a little bit not formal and not informal, is Mary there, please? I'm going to use the first one. Mary now is answering the phone. What can she say? So that's Mary, B is Mary. So she is gonna say speaking. Is Dalia there, please? Speaking. I'm gonna answer now, speaking. Or I can say, Mary speaking. How can I help you? Or this is Mary. Or this is she or he, of course, if he is a man. So again, is Ahmed there, please? He can say, Ahmed can say, speaking, or Ahmed speaking, how can I help you? Or this is Ahmed, or this is he. All of them are correct. They are the same, all of them. Okay, now, if you are on the phone and you want the other person to wait, how can you let him wait? How can you ask him for waiting? One moment, please. Just a moment, please. Hang on a second, I'll get him or her. And this is considered as more informal. So we use it informally for friends, for family members, and so on. Hang on, I'll get him or her. Or you can say just a moment or one moment, please. Okay? Other expressions like what? Asking the caller to wait one moment. Mostly we use please after this because it's more polite, okay? Would you like to hold? Can I put you on hold? Please hold. Are you okay to wait for a couple of minutes? I need to put you on hold for just a moment. Are you able to hold while I just call him? Just bear with me for a moment. Hang on a second. So we can use these expressions as well as an extra, okay? See the next one. Now, I want to speak to Mr. John and he is not there. He's not here. So the person who answered the phone, secretary, for example, secretary or something, what can she say? I'm sorry, she or he is not here at the moment or right now. Would you like to leave a message for him? Message for him? Or message, just a message? The end of the phone conversation. If you would like to leave something for him or not. Would you like to leave a message for him? If you don't want to leave a message for him, no, that's okay. I'll try again. I'll try again later, or I'll try later, sorry. Or I'll call him back, whatever. I'll try again or later, or I'll call him back. If you would like to leave him a message, what would you like to say? Yeah, these are the examples. Yeah, can you tell Mr. Jack, for example, or Mr. Johnson that I called, or that Dalia Hassanin called? Yeah, can you tell him to call me tonight or call me later? Yeah, can you tell him that the class will be at 6:05? That's the message I'd like him to know. Not to call me back, but that's the message I'd like to leave. If he doesn't have your number and you'd like to let him call you, he or she can reach me at 101 5478522, and you say the number. If the other person doesn't have a paper to write the number, he's gonna tell you, hold on, let me grab a pen and paper, let me get a pen and paper to write the number. And he's gonna ask about the number again, what's your number again? So I'm gonna repeat it. It's 010-547-8522. Great, I'll tell him or her, or I'll let him know that you called, or I'll pass on the message. It's according to what you want to say. Okay? Okay, before we go on, I'd like you to watch this. It's really nice. Alright, very nice video. I'm gonna watch this, but I want you to watch this first. It's really one of the most wonderful differences between formal and informal conversations, or telephone conversation in English, formal and informal. So pay attention to the differences.
Hey, is Sasha there?
Yeah, who's this?
Ted.
Hang on just a second. Sasha, phone for you.
Who is it?
It's Ted.
Hey, what's up? Nothing, just chilling at home. How about you? Just hanging out. You want to grab a bite? Sure, what are you thinking? Just go out and find something. I'm down for whatever. Sounds good, I'm starving. Cool, meet you down there in 10? Cool, see you then. Later.
Okay, now I'd like to get back to this conversation. I just let you to watch it first, but I want you to see the beginning, the start of the conversation and how it ends. So have a look now. She's answering at home. She is answering at home, so she says just hello, okay? And then he say, hey. It's informal. Is Sasha the name of the person? There, okay, as we said, informal. Who this? Who is this? It's very informal, okay? Let's see. Do you see? It's Bip. Just it's and just the name, the first name, or even the nickname. Hang on. And she is calling her brother.
Sasha, phone for you.
Who is it?
It's Ted.
So now, when he speaks to his friend, he say, hey, what's up? Just in a very informal way of asking.
Just chilling at home. How about you? Just hanging out. You want to grab a bite? Sure,
Grab a bite, I mean, you want to eat, okay?
what are you thinking? Just go out and find something. I'm down for whatever. Sounds good, I'm starving. Cool, meet you down there in 10? Cool, see you then.
See you then, cool, see you then. And then he said, later, just That's it, the end of the conversation. So you saw how they started and how they ended. It's very informal. Now I want you to listen to the formal conversation and see the differences between them.
Good afternoon, this is Rachel. How may I help you?
Hello, is Mr. Savinoff available?
May I ask who's calling?
My name is Mr. Wilson. I'm calling in regards to our meeting this week.
Would you mind holding for a minute, Mr. Wilson?
Not at all.
Thanks so much.
Hello?
Mr. Savinoff, you have a phone call from Mr. Wilson about a meeting this week?
Great. Put him through. Hello, Mr. Wilson. What can I do for you? Hi, Mr. Savinoff. I was just calling to confirm the details of our meeting. What's a good time for you? Well, I'm pretty swamped tomorrow. How about 10 o'clock on Friday? I may not be able to make it at 10. Would 10:30 be okay? Sure, that works for me. I'll pencil you in for 10:30 on Friday. Great, I'm looking forward to it. See you soon. Sure, thanks for calling. Take care.
Okay, now I want you to look at the business call. How did it start and how did it end? Okay, so it's okay, the beginning. This is it. So, good afternoon. First greeting. Good afternoon. This is Rachel. She introduces herself. How may I help you? So she introduces herself, and some people add the place that they work in, the name of the company or the place. How may I help you? Okay.
Good afternoon, this is Rachel. How may I help you?
Hello, is Mr.
So hello, not hey, like the other one, is Mr. You see now, available. And don't forget, if we say Mr., I mean, if we use titles, we use the last name. We don't use the first name. That's the first rule that we have taken before.
Savinoff available?
May I ask who's
So do you see, not who is calling or who is that? No, may I ask who's calling? Okay, so very formal.
calling?
My name is Mr.
My name is not, it's Pip, like the first one, the friend or the informal, it's Mr. or my name is Mr. Wilson. And the reason for calling, why is he calling? I'm calling in regards to the reason, our meeting this week. Okay.
Wilson. I'm calling in regards to our meeting this week.
Would you mind
She wants him to wait. So she didn't tell him just just a word like informal word. No. Would you mind holding for a minute? So do you see the old expression? Would you mind holding on for a minute, Mr. Wilson? Okay.
holding for a minute, Mr. Wilson?
Not at all.
Thanks so much.
Hello?
Mr. Savinoff, you have a phone call from Mr. Wilson about a meeting.
Okay. Now she tells her manager or her boss about the phone call and that he would like to speak to him about what. So if he is available, he's gonna take it. If he's not available, he's gonna tell her, I'm not available. If he wants him to be connected, put him through.
Meeting this week?
Great. Put him through.
Okay, so it means connect him with me.
Hello, Mr. Wilson. What can I do for you? Hi, Mr. Savinoff. I was just calling to confirm the details of our meeting. What's a good time for you? Well, I'm pretty swamped tomorrow. How about 10 o'clock on Friday? I may not be able to make it at 10. Would 10:30 be okay? Sure, that works for me. I'll pencil you in for 10:30 on Friday. Great, I'm looking forward to it. See you soon. Sure, thanks for calling.
Okay, I'd like you to just
I'm looking forward to it. On Friday. Great, I'm looking forward to it.
see you soon.
See you soon. Sure, thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling. Take care. That's at the end,
Take care.
not later or not by. Okay, so that's the formal one. Okay, so hopefully you understood this and you enjoyed the differences between both the informal or formal phone conversations. That's the main points I want to stress, but there are others. Let's just try to add it to this topic. These are other, this is written, like written one. Good morning. This person is speaking. it's there. Could I speak to? I'm trying to contact a person. Hello, who is that? Thank you for calling. I'm afraid my English isn't very strong. It means you need him to speak slower. I didn't catch that. It means I didn't understand what you want to say. I didn't hear what you said. I can hear you very well. If you can't hear the person or his voice is not so clear, um, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Okay, you can use this as well. I'll put you through. I'll connect you. Wait a moment, please. How can I help you? Okay. Now I go to each word and the other one, the informal and the formal. So you can say, for example, informally, hello, hi, is there, please. We use mostly hello, good morning, good afternoon. This is in the name of the person by titles. Could I speak, could or would or may, as we said. I'm trying to contact a person. Giving more information, I'm in the post office at the moment. I just need it, very informal. I'm calling from in the name of the company or in on behalf of your name and the name of the company that you're working on, working in, sorry. So for example, you are working, let's say Cairo University, so you are gonna say, for example, Dali Hasnain from Cairo University, the name of the place that you're working in. Taking or receiving a call, hello, this is speaking, as we said, she said her name. Asking for more information or making a request, who's calling please, who's speaking, who's that? May I ask who's calling please? Can I ask who I'm speaking to please? Could I speak to someone who I'd like to make a reservation please? These are if you want to make a reservation, a request for something, can you put me through to extension number? Extension number, it means like the internal number, like a 211, for example. It's inside the place that you are calling for. Asking the caller to wait, hold on just a minute, wait a moment, could you hold on just a moment please, hold the line, I'll just put you through, I'll just transfer you now. Giving negative information, sorry, she's not here, she's out at the moment, I'm afraid the line is busy, the line is engaged at the moment, could you call back later please, I'm afraid the line is busy or she's busy at the moment, can I take a message from you? I'm sorry, he's out of the office. You may have dialed the wrong number if he just was phoning a wrong person. I'm afraid there is no one here by that name. The last two, it means he's calling a wrong number. Telephone problems, sorry, I didn't catch that. Say that again, please. I can hear you very well. Sorry, the line is quite bad. It means you can hear him because of the connection, because of the signal, you can say. I'm afraid I can't hear you very well. Would you mind speeding up a bit, please? I'm afraid my English isn't very good. Could you speak slowly? Could you repeat that, please? The last one, bye. Talk soon. Speak to you again, please. Again soon, sorry. Thank you for calling. Have a good day. Goodbye. Take care. You can use take care as well. Okay. Now, I want you to look at examples. Just watch for more. That's which one, sorry. Ah, yes, that's it. Another example for conversations.
Good morning, Chic Boutique. How may I help you?
I'd like to speak to Mr. Morgan, please.
Who's calling, please?
This is John Wright from International Fashion Supplies.
Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
John Wright. That's W-R-I-G-H-T.
Okay, Mr. Wright. I'll try and put you through. I'm afraid the line's engaged. Would you like to hold?
Can I leave a message?
Certainly.
Could you please tell Mr. Morgan our latest shipment has been delayed and that the 300 dresses he ordered should arrive next Friday?
Dress order delayed. Arriving next Friday.
Yes, and would you please ask him to give me a call as soon as the shipment arrives?
Of course. Could you let me have your number, please?
Yes, it's 01632 96094.
That's 01632 96094.
Yes, that's right. Thanks for your help. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So, okay. So did you get it now, guys? It's another example of business English conversations. Okay, it's really clear and nice and simple one. Let's watch now some other examples for phone conversations and other reasons. I mean, for example, if you call a doctor, what would you say? Okay, so let's try to listen to this. It's like a collection for all. Okay.
For you. Is Jennifer there?
Speaking. What's up?
Why haven't you answered the phone?
My bad. I had chores to do.
That's all right. Is Jennifer Banks available?
You're talking to her.
I've called you 100 times today.
I was busy doing something. I apologize.
No problem. Hello, may I speak to Jennifer, please?
This is she. How's it going?
I've been trying to call you all day.
Sorry about that. I was cleaning up.
No problem.
So what were you calling me about?
No, I just wanted to see if you wanted to hang out tomorrow.
Sure, what did you want to do?
How about a movie?
That sounds like fun. Let's do it.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
See you then. Bye. Making an appointment. Thank you for phoning Apple Dental Clinic. Jennifer speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, Jennifer. It's Peter calling. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Well, actually, I have a bit of a sore tooth. I was hoping Dr. John would have some time to see me this week.
I'm afraid he's booked this week. I can put you in for 3 p.m. next Wednesday. How does that sound?
That would be great.
I'll have to give you the address of our new office.
Oh, that's right, you moved.
Yes, we moved downtown. Do you have a pen handy?
Could you hold on a moment, please? Okay, go ahead, Jennifer.
We are at 57 Baltic Avenue, Suite 009.
I'll see you on Wednesday then.
Okay, thanks for calling. See you then.
Thank you. Goodbye. Hello, Jennifer. This is Peter speaking. How may I be of help to you today?
May I speak to Mr. Johnson, please?
I'm afraid Mr. Johnson is out of the office at the moment. Would you like me to take a message?
Actually, this call is rather urgent. We spoke yesterday about a delivery problem that Mr. Johnson mentioned. Did he leave any information with you?
As a matter of fact, he did. He said that a representative from your company might be calling. He also asked me to ask you a few questions.
Great, I'd love to see this problem resolved as quickly as possible.
Well, we still haven't received the shipment of earrings that was supposed to arrive last Thursday.
Yes, I'm terribly sorry about that. In the meantime, I've spoken with our delivery department and they assured me that the earrings will be delivered by tomorrow morning.
Excellent. I'm sure Mr. Johnson will be pleased to hear that.
Yes, the shipment was delayed from Italy. We weren't able to send it along until this morning.
I see. Mr. Johnson also wanted to schedule a meeting with you later this week.
Certainly. What is he doing on Wednesday afternoon?
I'm afraid he's meeting with some clients out of town. How about Wednesday morning?
Unfortunately, I'm seeing someone else on Wednesday morning. Is he doing anything on Thursday morning?
No, it looks like he's free then.
Great. Should I come by at 8?
Well, he usually holds a staff meeting at 8. It only lasts a half hour or so. How about 9?
Yes, 9 would be great.
Okay,
I'll schedule that. Ms. Johnson at 9, Thursday morning. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, I think that's everything. Thank you for your help.
May I speak with Jennifer? This is Peter.
Hi, Peter. This is Jennifer.
Jennifer, how are you today?
Things are wonderful. What can I help you with?
Could we meet for lunch tomorrow to discuss the new project?
That would be great. What restaurant did you have in mind?
We could go to Boston's downtown.
That would be perfect. It's a nice, quiet place to meet.
I'll see you there around 12 then.
I'll see you there. Look forward to it. Ordering a pizza. Apple's Pizza. How can I help you?
Hi, I'd like to order a pizza, please.
Okay, I'll have to transfer your call to our takeout department. One moment, please.
Thank you for calling Apple's Pizza. All of our operators are busy at the moment. Please hold for the next available person.
Thank you for waiting. Jennifer speaking. Is this for takeout or delivery?
Delivery, please.
Can I have your name and address, please?
My name is Peter. My address is number 3 Front Street.
Okay, and what would you like to order today?
I'd like a large pizza,
Large pizza. Okay.
and I'd like it with pepperoni and mushrooms.
Pepperoni and mushrooms. Is there anything else?
Yes, olives and extra cheese, please.
Okay, I've got it all down.
Great. Thank you. Bye for now.
Thanks for calling. Bye. Answering the phone.
Hello, how are you? Is Jennifer there? Why haven't you answered the phone? That's all right. Is Jennifer Banks available? I've called you 100 times today. No problem. Hello, may I speak to Jennifer, please? I've been trying to call you all day. No problem. No, I just wanted to see if you wanted to hang out tomorrow. How about a movie? I'll see you tomorrow then.
Making an appointment. Making an appointment. Thank you for phoning Apple Dental Clinic.
Okay, I think that's it. Hopefully you understood all the phrases mentioned in this conversation and that you enjoyed watching. Thank you guys for today and have a nice day, all of you. Bye.